collective read. Let's see what's going on. Oh, fuck. All right. My guess is we've got a love reading coming out strong, coming out hot. Confessions on the bottom. Oh my. Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember to put them more so you can see them a little. Not that that's really helpful, but I got running, past life, chasing. So we got running and chasing on the board out of the first 3 cards. I swear to God, if we get, which goes along with chasing. Oh, so does that. Okay, so we are in full on. Okay, somebody has got their who says that? I think Bree says it. Somebody has got their running shoes on and they bounced. This is, I think you're really clear that this is someone you have a very strong soul tie with. Just from this, we might be looking at twins, but, and I think you know that you've had some long history and maybe past life with this person. This is how you're viewing it, right? And right now you are looking like you're in the thick of chasing. So looks kind of like you might be clinging to the memories, because it doesn't make any sense when they first run, right? It never makes sense. You're like, what in the hell are you doing? Like, because you're coming into the place where you see what it is, and it just scares the shit out of the counterpart, right? And so you're full on, you're chasing, you're clinging to that and the memories and doing some spying. Knock that off. You don't want to be doing that. And yeah, it's always easier said than done, right? So this is not your first cycle with this person either. And you are trying to have strength in this, but you're also very clear on the fact that you've had past lives or a really strong, songs might be a big thing for you, really strong soul tie with this person, like a soul contract, like you're really clear on that. That's not something that you are questioning. I think there's a part of you that wants to kind of go in and kind of start doing your work. But I think right now, this looks like if this is a recurring cycle, if this is another cycle that's come up and then they're running, it's like, you know that you need to go within, you know you need to do your self-reflection and looking at that, but you are in full-on chasing mode right now. Like you're just focused on them. And it would explain why you, okay, so you're looking at, like I said, the clinging part of it, right? Is you're looking at, you probably were starting or talking to them about building a future together, or you guys were in the midst of moving in that direction, or you were in the midst of doing that when they started to run. And so now I think you're just, it's running at me. Yeah, you're okay. Couple of things. Stop spying. You tend to find out stuff that you're not ready to find out, or that you don't know the context of it. And so when you just like are spying and seeing on it and you don't really have all the information, your mind tends to draw you to very interesting conclusions, and they end up making us more hurt than informed. And so one of the things you're really clinging to tie you into this reading is that you are really focused on that you guys were kind of building a life together, that you guys were going to be, I think it's like you were in the midst of of building something together, but now it's like, one, you need to go in, one, you need to be self-sufficient, but it's like you're fighting it. You know what you're supposed to do, but you're not doing that. You're doing the exact opposite of what you know you're not supposed to do. So you're not supposed to be doing the chasing, the clinging, the spying. You're doing it anyway, even though you know you should be going in, and you know that you should be focused on self and kind of putting yourself back into your own power, but and feeling happy in self, right? But that's not what you're focused on right now. You know you're supposed to do that, but you're not doing that. And yeah, you're doing a lot of spying. So, and like at a rapid rate, like you're obsessive right now over this. I think it's always really hard with this, it really is. This is just such a hard journey. And there's so many layers to it, and there's so many cycles, and there's so many things that kind of you have to I don't want to say conquer, that's not the right word. I love that word, but that's not the right word. It's like you have to go through your different levels and stages in order to get to the next test, to the next challenge to get through in order to get to the good stuff. But in order to do that, you do have to go within. You are going to have to rely on yourself and feel powerful in your own self sufficiency. Barely did that. So I think it's just, I think you're kind of in the midst of sort of fighting that. You're struggling with it because you know what you're supposed to do, but you're not wanting to do it. You're just wanting to spy. And I think you're just kind of caught right now on, as they put it, like the 3D, right? Like, yeah, you are. Okay. Right now, I think this is going to sound a little strange, but this is going to be either now I said you were being obsessive, right, about the spying and stuff. And so either you're being obsessive about that and then come across some information about, we'll just call him the runner, okay? That might have to do with some addictions, or could have to do with, this sounds odd, but a little bit possibly them considering a higher level of commitment with someone else. So I guess third party stuff happening. But that's also what the spying stuff does, is then you get all this weird information and you have no idea what's legitimate or not, or what context it's in. Not that some of that you could really get mixed up with context, but hey, it happens. So I'm just saying, I think you're making yourself go nutty because you're doing a lot of this spying and really ignoring what you're supposed to be doing. Like what was that? Like you are really, yeah, you are, you're literally fighting what you're supposed to be. You already know what you're supposed to be doing, but you're fighting it like a motherfucker. Like you're just like, I'm not doing it. I'm going to stay in this. It's kind of, we all go through it, right? Your toxic patterns, but you got to break through it, and you're okay. So I think you're really focused on what the runner's doing right now. I know it's easier said than done, but you got to focus on yourself and letting go of whatever the hell they're doing right now. Because you don't want to know. most of the time when they've gone into crazy running, they're doing weird shit. You don't want to know anything about it, and they have to figure it out for themselves. You interfering like that, it won't help. And all it does is cause you more heartache, and it causes them to run faster. So start focusing on yourself. And I know you are really in this right now. Like, you're looking at, if she, the runner has another third party there, and it doesn't necessarily have to be love, although it kind of looks like that, right? Or something. You're really focused on, well, this is just a karmic, and this is, this isn't real and all that. And you could very well be right. But focusing on it, obsessing over it, and then continuing to keep picking at it won't help you. It's going to backfire. And I think you already know that, because you've already got the information. You already know what you're supposed to be doing, but you're fighting it because you're so focused on what runner is doing that you're not looking at yourself. And that's the point of this time, right? Is to focus on self. And that's, why are they flying on? Like, every reading, just flying off the tables. Maybe it has something to do with how I'm shuffling. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're clear there's third party interference happening, okay? Like, it's over and over and over again. You're really clear on that. The problem is that you've got to do everything you can to let go of that, because this isn't helping you right now. This isn't right now. I'm trying to figure out how to say that without sounding like a dick, right? Because I know your feelings are very valid, and this is really a painful time, especially when you find out that the runner has done some really stupid shit and stuff that probably makes no sense to you and very out of character. But if you're over there constantly interfering, whether that means like just the spying, because that's energetic, right? Interference. You delay things and you change timelines. So, and obviously it's more complicated than that, but I'm just trying to simplify here. You have to somehow find a way to pull yourself out of this frantic mode you're in and realize they're jackasses right now. You wouldn't want anything to do with the person they are masking up as right now anyway. This is not someone that you would want around you. But you're in such that hurt that you can't see that right now. So if you can find a way to stop focusing on them and start your best to focus on you, I promise you the feeling, it will shift. I'm not saying it's an easy journey. Nobody is calling that this journey that, right? But there are times when you can find your own relief and your own peace to bring to yourself without having to go to this length. You have to go within. And they're screaming it. It's time to focus on you. My guess is this is not the first time this has happened, because it looks like there's been past cycles, and maybe they haven't gotten to this point where there's been an actual runner, or where they've actually run, I guess makes more sense to say. But that is where you're at right now. So the best thing to do is to just accept that, okay, I need to accept what's happening right now. And I know it's much easier said than done. And I'm not discounting how you feel or what's happened to you or the betrayals or anything like that. But the reason I say that is so that you can take that information you have and do your best to be like, I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to focus on me. And as things come up and you learn things organically, so to speak, rather than the spying, which you are doing with haste. I mean, like, you are just going for it. You have to shift this stuff, and you already know to do that. You already carry this knowledge. So this is, you know about this journey, you know about what that entails. And that means that is that a bald spot? It's random as fuck, right? Nope. Anyway, but maybe a bald spot is a, I don't know, a sign for you. It's a weird one, but hey, you're welcome. So try to find stuff that is going to bring you joy. Try to find your laughter again. Try to stop obsessing and focusing on this, and give yourself time limits. Maybe be like, okay, I'm going to feel this for about 15 minutes and then I have to shift. And feeling it is not the same thing as spying and trying to find information out. Okay, you got to stop doing that. You got to cold turkey that now, because the things that you will learn are stuff that doesn't matter in the long run anyway. And for whatever reason, runners have to really do stupid shit in order to wake up. And sometimes it's extreme. But that's because that's their own shit to figure out. And you can't help with that. And you definitely aren't helping if you're still chasing. That doesn't help them. So do the best you can to let this part go for now. Focus on yourself. And as you are healing on this, you can bit by bit look at the feelings that are coming up for you over this situation. However, diving straight into it, you're just diving into like a pool of pain, right? Get out of the pool. Focus on yourself. Don't let this break your heart over and over and over again, because that's what's going to happen if you keep just diving into it. Walk away the best you can. It doesn't mean that everything is doomed but you have to let things heal, and time does that a lot of times. I'm really killing it today with my words, aren't I? So just find what makes you happy, chase your joy, stop spying. And I'm really driving this home because it's like blaring. You know what to do. Follow the instincts that you know that you have. You can do this. As you pull yourself up, it pulls up everything else. So focus on yourself and build your strength up, and find oneness with yourself. So, and I know it doesn't happen overnight, but just keep going. Bit by bit, you'll get there. But stop spying. Okay. All right. You can do this. Don't give up. All right. I'll see you later.